Yes, it's just here back with another video. You've read the title. You can see that we've had a massive dip across the board. Many of the coins are red at the minute, and we've had $100 trillion wiped out of the crypto market in the last 24 hours. And this is due to PPI data coming in higher than expected. So make sure to be tuning in into the end, as I have a lot of charts prepared for you guys in terms of the dip, and we're going to be covering all the relevant scenarios. So make sure to be watching till the end. Let's make sure to smash up this like button. Let's try to get above 10 likes this video. That'd be absolutely insane. And with that being said, let's get straight away towards this banger. Bow. So as we can see over here, PPI data came in around 0.9% when the forecast was 0.2%, given a 7% differential. And the PPI data is just a producer price index, essentially indicating the level of inflation we're having in the change in price of goods. So essentially you can see that this is coming a lot higher, and essentially this is indicating that inflation may be out of control due to the tariffs. However, in my opinion, this is a massive trap. This narrative is BS, because if you look at the rate cuts coming in, we still have a 91.8% probability of a rate cut. And in my opinion, in the next 33 days, the market is going to be pricing this in, and this pullback is going to be, you know, something to look back on, and people will be wishing that they bought this dip potentially. And in my opinion, I think that it's likely we're going to continue to run towards the upside. Now we need to cover both scenarios, so let's not jump the gun. But in my opinion, this is a massive reason for a shakeout and a reason for the Bitcoin price to continue higher in the next 33 days. So one reason to be a little bit cautious is the fact that we had a similar scenario when Trump got elected and he had his inauguration in the start of January, and then we had a range that we already developed in towards the inauguration. We had a fake out, so a pump, we had a new all-time high in as well. Then we had a massive pullback all the way back to the range lows. This could be a similar scenario where we just had, you know, massive moves towards the upside. We put in an all-time high just briefly before a brutal rejection. This could be a similar scenario where we trade towards the lows. But again, if we do come all the way down towards these range lows, in my opinion, that's going to be a massive opportunity to be accumulating a dip before we continue towards the upside, because the grand scheme of things, we're still in an uptrend. We're having higher highs and higher lows. So this is not going to be something where we're going to a bear market, in my opinion, like some people may be thinking. In my opinion, that this dip is going to be really short-lived, and there's going to be an opportunity to be accumulating. So in my opinion, this is a massive trap, and I will not be getting shaken out. Now we can see that we're almost closing the CME gap. So Bitcoin is essentially very close to fully closing the CME gap at 117,500 on the CME chart. And you can see that if we do close the CME gap, it's likely that we can actually start to see a reversal form, and then we actually start to move towards the upside again. So if we do close this gap, I do think that, you know, we're going to have that massive move towards the upside again. So I will not be getting too bearish on the Bitcoin price. We're very close already. So let's see what happens once we do close that gap, whether we're going to continue to the range lows or we're going to be continuing to the range highs. Any of the scenarios, it's going to be likely that Bitcoin continues to put in new all-time highs. You can see that we're trading at this level of support over here that was previously resistance. So you can see that we had resistance over here. It turned into a support. We've traded towards new highs. But on this bearish news, we came back to test it now. So it's likely that this could be a region where Bitcoin actually starts to, you know, trade towards the upside again. And this is a massive trap. We can see this is another reason why this may be a trap. We're still trading in this bull flag pattern. Bitcoin has broken out of this bull flag, and we had this rejection now of this news, and you can see that if we extend this line over here, we could be coming a bit lower, closing that CME gap and testing this line again, which will be a typical break and retest, and then that's where we can continue to see price soar towards the upside and reach our target. I will not be getting too bearish in and around these levels. We've already seen the dip, so in my opinion, this is a region where we could see some sort of a consolidation, or at least a pump. So make sure to not be getting too bearish at the Bitcoin price at the minute. Now, if we continue this line of argument, we could say that the Bitcoin global liquidity is perfectly predicted the Bitcoin price, and at the minute it's showing that Bitcoin is likely to continue towards the upside, since the global liquidity continues towards upside also. So in my opinion, you can see that the global liquidity is continuing to rise at this point, and Bitcoin is likely to follow the global liquidity as a general indicator for where the direction is going to be heading towards. So in my opinion, I will not be getting too bearish at the Bitcoin price right now. Now looking at Ethereum is still trading in this massive bull flag breakout. It's had a massive reaction, and it's still trading in this insane uptrend. The MACD on a monthly time frame still very, very bullish, and you can see we're still trading above this level of resistance that's now turning into support. So as for the Ethereum short term, I think that this dip is very, very giving. The whole trend towards the upside, you haven't really got any major dips. However, this is one of the first, dips that Ethereum's actually given. So in my opinion, if you start to see Bitcoin bottom out, this could be a massive region where Ethereum is going to be bottoming out before it continues the uptrend. So in my opinion, I will not be getting too bearish, and I'll be accumulating. Even if we start to come down a little bit more, I think that this is going to be a massive region where Ethereum can actually start to form a base, and then that's going to be one of the last regions where you get that pullback, because looking at the chart at the minute, we are very, 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 very close to all-time highs. We can actually take the all-time high price and drag it along. You can see Ethereum just tagged it there. So if we start to consolidate just below this region here, I think this will be one of the last times to grab Ethereum cheap before we actually start to rocket towards the upside again. So in my opinion, however long we consolidate, perhaps in towards the next rate cut, then I think that this is going to be a massive opportunity to be accumulating Ethereum. Another reason why Ethereum is going to be a great buy is the fact that we're in phase 2 already, and Ethereum's already outperforming Bitcoin, as we're seeing it. So this is a massive region why you want to be loading up on Ethereum, and not just Ethereum, you want to be loading up on altcoins too as we move into phase 3. So phase 3 is likely to come after the next rate cut, where Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin and large caps are starting to outperform Ethereum and going parabolic. And you can see Total 2 here is already showing signs where we're entering this banana zone already, which is looking quite good. We're having coins like XRP on massive support right now, and we're having Solana repeating history. So I will not be fading these moves, in my opinion. We're not really in altcoin season just yet. The altcoin season indicator is at 39, so this is showing that not all the altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin at the minute. So it's likely that it's going to happen eventually. So in my opinion, I'll not be fading this. I'll be actually loading up on altcoins whilst they're quite cheap now. And as we got this dip now, I'll be loading up before we actually see that massive move towards the upside. So if you want to be taking some longs and you want to be taking some positions right now, I think one great platform to do it is PropW. That's the second link in the description over here. PropW is a crypto proprietary trading firm that allows you to trade with up to 200k in capital. So if you don't have a lot of capital and you want to be trading, you can actually trade with PropW, and you can see the challenge phases are here showing you how to get funded. And once you are funded, you get this massive balance to be trading with for a short audition fee. So in my opinion, that will be a massive opportunity to be taking a lot of trades. You can see that we've taken some trades here. Some of them are in drawdown and we have one in profit still. So we're going to be holding this and seeing how it plays out. And this is on Bitcoin right now. So let's see how it plays out on PropW. But if you want to be taking some trades and buying a dip too, I'll be checking out PropW. That's the second link in the description for PropW. So that'll be it for me. Make sure to smash up that like button and also follow me on X to stay up to date with all the relevant data points and all the relevant charts I have available for you guys. And yeah, have a blessed rest of your day. Peace guys. See ya. Bye bye.